Your mind is not broken. It's just been trained by fear, failure, and noise for far too long. The way you think creates the way you live. And if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your thoughts. You can't expect new results with the same old mindset. Every change you want begins with what you allow yourself to believe. Most people never feel free because they've never learned how to control their thinking. But in just 7 days, you can start to rebuild your mind into something stronger, clearer, and more focused. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about real mental shifts that help you take back control of your emotions, actions, and direction in life. Today we will discuss how to reprogram your thoughts, eliminate mental clutter, and unlock clarity in just 1 week. If you're ready to reset your thinking, take back control, and transform your mind in 7 days, then let's dive in. Number 1. Start each day with 5 minutes of gratitude. Most people wake up in the morning and the first thing they feel is stress. They open their eyes and what hits them? A list of problems, bills to pay, deadlines, arguments from yesterday. The weight of life comes crashing in before they even sit up in bed. They grab their phone, scroll through bad news, social media, and start comparing their lives to someone else's highlight reel. No wonder they feel tired before the day even begins. That's not just a rough start. That's a dangerous pattern. And over time, it chips away at your energy, your mood, your belief in yourself. The human mind is powerful, but it's also sensitive. What you feed it first thing in the morning shapes the rest of the day. If you start with problems, stress, and noise, you carry that energy into every decision you make. That's why you've got to break that cycle. You've got to take control of your mornings, even if it's just for 5 minutes. 5 minutes that can shift the whole day. And it starts with gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the big wins. It's about learning to recognize the small ones. It's about training your mind to notice what's going right, not just what's wrong. When you wake up and deliberately say, "I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm thankful for the people in my life who care about me. I appreciate the fact that I'm breathing and alive," you're giving your brain a new direction. You're starting the day from a place of strength, not shortage. Most people think gratitude is a feeling. But it's actually a decision. You don't wait to feel grateful. You choose to be, and that decision creates the feeling. Now, I'm not talking about fake positivity. I'm not saying ignore your problems or pretend life is perfect. I'm saying you acknowledge the tough parts, but you don't make them your starting point. You train yourself to find something solid you can build the day on. When you begin each morning with 5 intentional minutes of gratitude, you remind yourself that life hasn't forgotten you. That even if things aren't perfect, you still have something to work with. That you are not starting from zero, you're starting from appreciation. And when you appreciate what you have, you get more out of it. If you've been waking up frustrated, anxious, or already worn out before your feet hit the floor, this is where it turns around. No app, no equipment, no waiting for motivation. Just 5 minutes. That's all it takes to redirect your mind and start the momentum in your favor. Because if you don't choose how your day begins, the world will choose for you. And the world doesn't always have your best interest in mind. It'll bombard you with worry, noise, opinions, and chaos. But when you take those 5 minutes to center yourself in gratitude, you build a quiet strength. A quiet certainty. You set the tone before the world has a chance to shape it for you. And it's not about saying the same things every day. Some mornings, gratitude looks like being thankful for something deep, your health, your freedom, your second chance. Other days, it's as simple as appreciating the warmth of a blanket, a good night's sleep, or the cup of coffee in your hand. Don't overthink it. Don't make it complicated. Just pause and look around. Ask yourself, what can I appreciate right now? Even if it's just one thing. That's enough to start the shift. You see, the mind follows the pattern you set. You feed it frustration, and it looks for more reasons to be frustrated. You feed it gratitude, and it starts searching for more things to appreciate. That's how it works. It follows your lead. That's why these 5 minutes matter so much. They teach your mind to serve you, not sabotage you. They build the habit of strength instead of stress. And habits are what create transformation. And you may not feel the change on day one. That's okay. But stay consistent. Do it every morning, even if you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because those are the days it counts the most. When your mood is low, when the stress is high, when your mind wants to go back to old patterns, that's when you plant your feet and say, "No, I'm taking 5 minutes. I'm building my foundation." That's how you grow. That's how you take your power back. And something else happens when you do this. People start noticing. They feel the shift in your energy. You walk into a room with more calm. You make decisions with more clarity. You respond instead of react. That's what 5 minutes of gratitude does. It doesn't just change your morning. It changes how you carry yourself through the entire day. And over time, it changes how you carry yourself through life. Because life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And change begins with small, consistent actions. 5 minutes might not sound like much, but it's not the size of the time. It's the power of the intention. Gratitude is the doorway. It's the beginning of mindset transformation. And when you practice it daily, you start creating a life where joy isn't based on what happens to you. It's based on how you show up. It becomes part of who you are. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. All you need is 5 minutes. Just 5. To pause, to breathe, to say thank you, to remind yourself that even on your worst days, there's still something good. And that something, that little spark, is what can light the fire again. Because once you begin your day with gratitude, the rest of the day starts to fall into place a little easier. Not because the problems go away, but because you rise stronger than them. That's the power of the first 5 minutes. That's how you begin to transform your mind. Not with pressure, not with perfection, but with presence. Gratitude anchors you. It gives you direction. And the best part is, it's always available. You can start tomorrow morning. No need to wait. Just wake up, sit still, and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for today? Then say it out loud. Or write it down. Or just feel it in your chest. And do that every single day. Watch what happens. Watch how your mind begins to change. How your mood lifts. How your decisions improve. Because when you change the way you start your day, you change the way you live your life. And that's how the transformation begins. Number 2, read 10 pages of a mindset book daily. Most people are stuck in the same patterns, not because they're lazy and not because they don't care, but because they're filling their mind with the same kind of thoughts every single day. They wake up, go through their routine, deal with the same problems, talk to the same people, hear the same opinions, and go to bed without having learned anything new. And over time, this becomes normal. The mind settles into a loop. No growth, no fresh ideas, no new beliefs, just repetition. And that's dangerous, because if nothing new is going in, then nothing new is coming out. The same thinking leads to the same results. That's not just a small issue. It's the foundation of why people feel stuck in life. Now here's the truth. If you want to change the way you think, you've got to start feeding your mind something different. Not once a week. Not when life falls apart. Every day. Just like your body needs food to survive, your mind needs knowledge to grow. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by reading just 10 pages a day of a mindset book. It sounds simple, and it is, but that doesn't make it any less powerful. Because those 10 pages, done daily, can open up new perspectives, show you better ways to handle challenges, teach you how to manage your emotions, and push you to think beyond your current limits. Most people underestimate this habit because it feels too small. They think it won't make a difference. But what they don't see is how that consistent input adds up. 10 pages a day is 300 pages a month. That's roughly a full book. That's 12 books a year. That's 12 different sets of tools, ideas and strategies feeding your mind, shaping your beliefs, and strengthening your mindset. And not just temporarily, consistently. That kind of effort builds a new kind of thinking, and new thinking creates new results. When you read the right kind of books, books that challenge you, books that teach you how to take control of your thoughts, books that come from people who've actually lived what they teach, you start to shift from reaction to direction. You stop living by accident and start living by design. You begin to recognize the thoughts that are holding you back. You start learning how to lead yourself, not just follow whatever life throws your way. And don't wait for motivation to start reading. If you wait until you feel like doing it, you'll miss most of your opportunities. You don't read because you're motivated. You read because you're committed to growth. And that's a decision. Make it a part of your morning or evening routine, a time when your mind is quieter and you can really take it in. Keep your book where you'll see it, on your desk, your nightstand, next to your coffee. Make it visible and make it a rule. Just 10 pages. Not a race. Not a test. Just an act of feeding your mind something stronger than the noise around you. And this isn't about finishing books fast. This is about absorbing ideas deeply. Sometimes one sentence from the right book can flip a switch in your brain and change the way you handle a conversation, deal with stress, or make a decision. But that can't happen if the book stays on the shelf. That insight doesn't land if the page never gets turned. And it won't feel urgent. That's the trap. It won't scream for your attention the way a notification does. It won't feel like a crisis. But long-term success doesn't come from reacting to crises. It comes from building discipline in the quiet moments. And reading is one of those disciplines. People will say they don't have time, but they do. They've just given it away to scrolling, to binge-watching, to distractions that never feed them back. 10 pages doesn't take long. It's less than 15 minutes, but it gives back in ways no scroll ever will. You walk away with something. A thought that lifts you, a strategy that strengthens you, a truth that centers you. That's how transformation begins, with small decisions that you repeat enough times until they become part of who you are. And you'll notice something over time. The more you read, the more your language starts to change. The way you talk to yourself improves. You start using better words, stronger phrases, more focused questions. You stop saying things like, "I can't," and start asking, "How can I?" That shift is subtle but powerful, because the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. And if you want better thoughts, you've got to give your mind better inputs. This habit also builds something deeper: belief. When you see people in these books who've overcome things you're struggling with, when you read about people who came from less and built more, you realize you're not stuck unless you choose to be. You see that there are ways to grow, even in hard times. That your circumstances don't have to limit your mindset unless you let them. And that belief starts to spill over into how you act. You become a little bolder, a little more patient, a little more intentional. That's not an accident. That's a reflection of what you've been feeding your brain. And when life gets tough, because it will, you'll notice you're thinking differently than before. Instead of panic, you start looking for perspective. Instead of blaming, you start taking ownership. That's what mindset books teach you. Not just facts, but frameworks. Not just motivation, but methods. And you build that muscle by showing up every day for 10 pages. That's the work. Quiet, simple, but deeply powerful. And don't worry about where to start. Pick a book that speaks to where you are right now. Maybe you're dealing with doubt, fear, procrastination, low confidence. There are books written by people who've walked through it and come out stronger. Their words can become your guide. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to be willing to learn. And don't make it a big production. You don't need the perfect setting. You just need the decision. Decide that your growth matters, that your mind matters, that your future matters enough to invest 10 pages a day. That small choice can open up a whole new way of thinking. And when your thinking changes, everything changes. Your habits, your conversations, your direction, your results. This is the path to transformation. One page at a time, one day at a time. It won't always be exciting, but it will always be worth it. Because the world is loud and fast, but the real power is quiet and consistent. And if you're serious about changing your life, start by changing what you put into your mind. 10 pages a day. That's where the new you begins. Number 3. Repeat powerful affirmations every morning and night. Too many people wake up and go through the motions without ever truly setting their mindset for the day ahead. They let doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs sneak into their thoughts without resistance. They never take control of the words they speak to themselves, and those silent messages shape everything: their confidence, their choices, their energy. Most people underestimate how much power their own words have. Words can build or break you. They can lift you up or hold you down. The truth is, what you say to yourself repeatedly becomes your truth. And if you don't like the story playing inside your mind, it's because you haven't chosen to change the words you're telling yourself. Repeating powerful affirmations in the morning and at night is one of the simplest and most effective ways to reprogram your mind. It's a way to remind yourself who you are, what you want, and what you are capable of. The morning is critical because it sets the tone for the day. The night is just as important because it shapes the mindset you wake up with. When you take control of these moments and speak positive, empowering statements to yourself, you create new mental pathways. You start breaking down negative habits of thinking and replacing them with confidence, focus, and hope. The challenge is, most people think affirmations are just fluffy, feel-good phrases. But that's a misunderstanding. Affirmations are not about pretending things are perfect or ignoring reality. They are about intentionally choosing to focus on your strengths, your possibilities, and your goals instead of your fears and doubts. The mind is always listening. If it hears the same negative talk over and over, it accepts that as fact. But when it hears empowering messages consistently, it starts to believe them and act accordingly. That shift in belief is where real change begins. When you say your affirmations, say them out loud. Feel the words in your body. Don't just whisper them like a secret. Speak with conviction and clarity. If you say, "I am capable," feel the weight of those words in your chest. If you say, "I deserve success," own it as truth. This is not a ritual to rush through. This is a moment to build a new relationship with yourself. The words you choose become the foundation for your mindset. They're the framework that supports your decisions, your actions, and your perseverance. It's essential to be specific and personal with your affirmations. Don't copy what someone else says unless it truly resonates with you. Customize your affirmations to reflect where you are and where you want to go. For example, if you struggle with confidence, say, "I grow stronger and more confident every day." If you battle procrastination, say, "I take action immediately and follow through." Your affirmations should address your current struggles and your desired transformation. When they do, they become powerful tools for change. The morning repetition is like planting a seed. When you repeat your affirmations as soon as you wake up, you are setting the direction for your day. It's like giving your mind a roadmap to follow. Instead of being reactive to whatever happens around you, you start the day with intention and clarity. You focus on what you want to create, not what you want to avoid. This sets a positive momentum that influences your emotions, your choices, and your interactions with others. The nighttime repetition is equally important because it influences what your mind holds onto while you sleep. Your brain continues to process thoughts and emotions even when you're unconscious. If you feed it negative self-talk before bed, you're essentially programming your mind to focus on doubts and fears overnight. But if you end your day with positive affirmations, you give your brain empowering messages to work with. This helps reduce anxiety, improve sleep quality, and prepare you mentally for the next day. Consistency is the secret here. Saying affirmations once in a while won't create lasting change. The brain rewires through repetition. It takes daily practice to replace old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Over time, these affirmations become automatic thoughts. They shape your self-image and your expectations, and those shape your actions. And your actions shape your results. That's why this habit is a critical step in transforming your mind. People often get stuck trying to find the perfect affirmation or worrying if they believe the words they say. It's okay if you don't fully believe them at first. The act of saying them regularly helps you start believing them. It's like exercising a muscle that's been weak. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Over time, the difference in your inner dialogue will be clear. You'll notice that negative self-judgments have less power. You'll catch yourself thinking more positively. You'll approach challenges with more courage and calm. The key is to make affirmations part of your daily routine so they become non-negotiable. Attach them to something you already do every morning and night. Maybe you say them after brushing your teeth, or right before you get out of bed, or while looking in the mirror. Find a moment that works for you and commit to it. No distractions, just you and your words. This practice is a conversation with yourself, one that rewires your thinking and builds your mental strength. When you begin this habit, you might feel awkward or skeptical. That's normal, but keep going. If you can say affirmations when you don't feel like it, you're training your mind to overcome resistance. This is mental discipline. It builds resilience. It empowers you to stand taller in the face of self-doubt or criticism from others. This is how you take ownership of your thoughts, rather than letting your thoughts own you. This practice also creates a sense of identity. When you say affirmations like, "I am resilient," "I am worthy," or "I am growing every day," you start to see yourself through those eyes. And that changes your actions. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You begin to push yourself toward what feels uncomfortable but necessary for growth. You don't wait for outside approval because you've built your approval from within. That's real empowerment. Remember, words are powerful because they affect your emotions and your behaviors. If you tell yourself you are strong, your body responds. Your posture changes. Your breathing deepens. Your heart rate stabilizes. You feel more grounded. This physiological shift impacts how you approach problems and how you recover from setbacks. The connection between mind and body means the affirmations you repeat affect your entire being. This is not a quick fix. It's a daily commitment to yourself, to the voice inside your head that often gets drowned out by noise, doubt, and negativity. Giving that voice positive, affirming messages rewires your mindset. It rewires your emotions. It rewires your energy. It rewires your life. When you do this morning and night, you're building a foundation of belief that you can carry through any situation. No matter what happens around you, you'll have a stronger sense of self. You'll be able to move forward with greater courage and clarity. And that's what mindset transformation looks like, one powerful statement at a time. Number 4, write your thoughts in a daily reflection journal. Most people live life on autopilot, caught in the whirlwind of responsibilities, distractions, and noise. They move from one task to another, never really stopping to look inside. They barely give themselves time to understand their feelings, their struggles, or their victories. The mind is busy, and yet there's little clarity. This lack of reflection creates confusion and stress. It's easy to feel lost when you don't take time to examine your thoughts and emotions. When life feels overwhelming, it's often because you've never paused long enough to organize your inner world. Writing your thoughts in a daily reflection journal is one of the most powerful habits for transforming your mind. It's more than just putting words on paper. It's a way to clear mental clutter, process your emotions, and gain perspective. When you write honestly and consistently, you create a space where your mind can slow down and sort through everything happening inside you. This practice helps you understand what's working, what's not, and what needs to change. It's like having a conversation with yourself that reveals your true feelings and priorities. Reflection is critical because most people never stop to ask themselves important questions. They don't ask, "What did I learn today?" Or, "What could I have done differently?" Or, "What am I really feeling right now?" Without these questions, your mind stays in the same patterns and repeats the same mistakes. Writing daily forces you to confront these questions and answer them honestly. That honest confrontation is uncomfortable but necessary. Growth rarely happens without discomfort. The journal becomes a safe place to face your fears, frustrations, hopes, and dreams without judgment. When you write about your thoughts, you externalize them. You take what's swirling inside your head and put it into words. This process makes your thoughts clearer. You begin to see connections between your emotions and actions that you couldn't see before. It's common to feel overwhelmed by vague feelings of stress or dissatisfaction, but when you write, those feelings become more concrete. You can identify the exact causes and take steps to address them. This clarity is essential for mental transformation because you can't fix what you don't understand. Another benefit of journaling is that it allows you to track your progress over time. When you look back at your entries, you can see how your mindset evolves, how your challenges shift, and how your successes grow. This long-term view is encouraging because it shows that change is real and possible. It reminds you that even small steps matter. Sometimes when life feels stagnant, you forget how far you've come. Your journal holds that proof. It becomes a personal record of growth, a source of motivation when you feel stuck. The act of writing itself has a calming effect on the brain. It slows down the rapid-fire thoughts and helps regulate emotions. When you put pen to paper, you engage different parts of your brain, which encourages deeper thinking and emotional processing. This physical action grounds you in the moment and reduces anxiety. Many people find that journaling helps them sleep better and feel more balanced because it releases the mental tension they carry throughout the day. Daily reflection is also a way to identify patterns in your thinking and behavior. You might notice recurring negative thoughts or habits that sabotage your progress. Writing brings these patterns to light so you can take conscious action to change them. For example, if you see that you often write about feeling overwhelmed by your workload, you can explore why that is. Maybe you're taking on too much, or you're not managing your time well. Once you recognize the issue, you can plan practical steps to improve. This habit also builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of emotional intelligence. When you understand your own emotions and reactions, you can respond to situations more thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. You gain control over your mindset instead of being controlled by it. That kind of mastery is powerful because it affects every part of your life: relationships, work, health, and overall happiness. For the journal to be effective, it doesn't need to be long or complicated. Even a few sentences each day can create a significant impact. The key is honesty and consistency. Don't censor yourself or worry about grammar or spelling. This is a private space where your true thoughts belong. Write about what happened, how it made you feel, what you learned, or what you want to do differently. Sometimes, writing about a challenge can reveal solutions you hadn't considered. Another important aspect is to include gratitude in your reflection. Writing down what you're thankful for shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Gratitude balances your perspective and strengthens positive thinking. It reminds you that even in difficult times, there are things worth appreciating. This simple practice can boost your mood and increase your resilience. Many successful people attribute their growth to journaling. It's not just a habit. It's a tool for self-discovery and transformation. When you look at your life through the lens of daily reflection, you gain control over your story. You stop being a passive character and become the author of your journey. This sense of ownership over your thoughts and actions is empowering because it means change is always within reach. If the thought of starting a journal feels intimidating, begin small. Choose a notebook or app that feels comfortable. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day, maybe in the morning or before bed, to write. Make it a routine that you protect. Over time, this will become a moment of clarity and peace amidst the chaos. And as the days pass, you'll notice your mind becoming more organized, your emotions more balanced, and your decisions more intentional. The greatest obstacle people face is the feeling that their thoughts are too scattered or unimportant to write down. But every thought has value. Even the messy, confusing ones tell you something about where your mind is and what it needs. Writing gives those thoughts structure. It transforms confusion into insight. It transforms noise into clarity. That's why daily reflection is such a powerful tool for mental transformation. This habit doesn't just change your mindset, it changes your life. When you know yourself better, you make better choices. When you understand your emotions, you manage stress more effectively. When you track your growth, you stay motivated to keep moving forward. The simple act of writing your thoughts every day unlocks your potential to become the best version of yourself. Reflection isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, the mind becomes a crowded room with no organization where ideas, fears, and hopes collide without order. Journaling creates order in that room. It brings light to what's hidden and gives you the tools to rebuild your mental landscape. Over time, this clarity leads to greater peace, confidence, and focus. When you commit to this practice, you're making a commitment to yourself, to understand, to grow, and to change. That's how the mind transforms, one honest page at a time. Number 5. Avoid negative content and protect your energy. It's a hard truth that most people don't realize how much the information they consume shapes their thoughts and feelings. Every day, your mind is bombarded with news, opinions, conversations, and media, and a large portion of it is negative. This negativity chips away at your confidence, fuels anxiety, and clouds your judgment. If your mind were a garden, negative content would be like weeds growing everywhere, choking the life out of what's good and healthy. The truth is, if you don't protect your mental space, negativity will dominate it, and your energy will drain away without you even noticing. Most people don't set boundaries around what they let into their minds. They scroll through social media for hours, watch distressing news reports, or listen to conversations that drag them down. The problem is not just the content itself, but the effect it has on the way you think about yourself and the world. Negative content creates a lens of fear, doubt, and hopelessness. It makes problems seem bigger than they are and solutions more distant. When your mental energy is filled with this kind of input, your mindset becomes stuck in worry and pessimism. Protecting your energy means being very intentional about what you allow in. It's about recognizing that you have control over the content you consume. This starts with awareness. Notice how you feel after watching a certain video or reading certain posts. Do you feel inspired and motivated, or drained and discouraged? The answer guides you on what to keep and what to avoid. You don't need to completely isolate yourself from reality, but you do need to be selective. Choose sources that uplift, educate, and empower you. Refuse to waste your limited mental energy on things that pull you down. One of the biggest challenges is how easy it is to fall into negativity without realizing it. Negative content is often loud, sensational, and designed to grab your attention. It plays on your fears and insecurities. That's why it's so important to build habits that shield you from this flood. For example, limit the time you spend on social media or news sites. Set specific times to check them rather than letting them control your day. Turn off notifications that distract and upset you. These small actions create space for better, healthier input. Protecting your energy is also about avoiding negative conversations and toxic people. We all know those moments when a casual chat suddenly turns into complaining, blaming, or gossiping. These interactions wear you down because they keep your mind stuck in problems rather than solutions. Being around people who constantly criticize or bring you down affects your mood and your mindset more than you realize. It's okay to step back or limit your time with people who drain your spirit. Surround yourself with those who encourage you and bring out the best in you. This might feel uncomfortable at first. Many people worry about hurting others or being seen as selfish when they protect their energy. But here's the reality. Your mental and emotional well-being is your responsibility. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you take care of yourself first, you become stronger and more capable of supporting others. Setting boundaries around negativity isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's the foundation for a healthy, resilient mind. When you avoid negative content, your mind begins to clear. You'll notice a shift in how you feel and think. Anxiety and fear lose their grip. You become more hopeful and focused. Your energy becomes your fuel rather than your weight. This shift allows you to see challenges clearly and find solutions more easily. It also opens up room for gratitude and positive thinking, which are essential for growth. Another important part of protecting your energy is filling your mind with positive and constructive content. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on information that inspires you to act, learn, and improve. Read books that teach new skills, listen to podcasts that motivate, and watch videos that challenge you to think differently. When you feed your mind with this kind of content regularly, your mindset strengthens and your confidence grows. Many successful people credit their mental clarity and strength to the careful selection of what they consume daily. They don't waste time on negativity or distractions. Instead, they invest in knowledge, inspiration, and encouragement. This intentional approach creates a mental environment where growth and transformation can thrive. You become less reactive to outside events and more proactive in your own life. The impact of avoiding negative content goes beyond your mind. It affects your physical health and relationships too. When you're less stressed and anxious, your body feels lighter, your sleep improves, and your immune system works better. Your relationships become healthier because you bring a calmer, more positive energy to them. You're less likely to react with frustration or anger, and more likely to respond with patience and understanding. It's important to recognize that some negativity is unavoidable. Life has its struggles, and sometimes bad news is real and urgent. The goal isn't to become blind to reality, but to not let negativity take over your whole perspective. When negative things come your way, acknowledge them briefly, then shift your focus back to what you can control and what empowers you. This ability to redirect your mind is a skill that develops over time and is crucial for mental strength. Building this habit requires discipline and patience. It's easy to slip back into old patterns of consuming too much negative content because it's familiar and often addictive. But with practice, you'll get better at choosing what serves you. You'll learn to recognize triggers that pull you into negativity and develop strategies to avoid them. This ongoing effort pays off with a stronger, more resilient mind. To start protecting your energy today, make a list of the types of content that drain you. Be honest about the sources and situations that lower your mood or cloud your thinking. Then, create a plan to limit or eliminate those influences. Replace them with activities and content that build you up. Maybe it's reading a book, going for a walk, practicing a hobby, or spending time with positive people. Whatever it is, commit to those choices consistently. Your mental energy is your most valuable resource. It fuels your decisions, your creativity, your relationships, and your happiness. Guarding it against negativity is not a one-time act, but a daily commitment. Every time you choose to avoid negative content, you're strengthening your mind's ability to focus on what truly matters. This habit creates a powerful foundation for transforming your mindset and your life. When you protect your energy, you'll notice that challenges don't overwhelm you the way they used to. Your mind becomes a place of peace and clarity rather than chaos and worry. You gain control over your thoughts instead of letting outside negativity control them. This control is freedom, and that freedom is the key to living a fulfilling, purposeful life. Number 6. Meditate for 10 minutes to clear your mind. Most people wake up with a mind already crowded, pulled in 1,000 directions by worries, plans, and distractions. Your mind can feel like a messy room, with thoughts scattered everywhere, making it hard to focus or find peace. This daily mental clutter doesn't just slow you down, it wears you out. When the mind is overloaded, decisions become harder, stress builds up, and your energy drains fast. Many don't realize how vital it is to clear this mental chaos regularly. Meditation is not some mysterious or complicated practice. It's a simple, effective way to quiet the noise inside your head. 10 minutes a day is all it takes to bring calm, focus, and clarity back into your life. Meditation gives your mind a chance to rest and reset. Imagine the constant chatter in your head as a radio that never turns off. Meditation is like switching off the radio for a moment, letting silence replace the noise. This silence allows you to see your thoughts without getting tangled in them. When you sit quietly and focus on your breathing, you train your mind to come back to the present moment. This simple act creates space between you and your thoughts, so you're not overwhelmed by them. The challenge is not in learning meditation, but in making the time and being consistent. 10 minutes might feel like a long time when you first start, but the benefits grow quickly. Just like exercising your body strengthens muscles, exercising your mind with meditation builds mental strength. You become more aware of when your mind drifts into stress or worry. This awareness alone is powerful because it helps you catch negative patterns early and stop them before they control you. When you meditate regularly, you'll notice your stress levels drop. The tension that builds up in your shoulders, the racing heart, the restless feeling, all begin to fade. Your body relaxes and your mind feels lighter. You'll be able to handle challenges with more calm and less panic. This isn't about avoiding problems, but facing them with a clear mind that can think clearly and respond wisely. Meditation also improves your focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, pulling your attention in all directions. When you practice focusing on your breath or a single point, your brain trains itself to resist distractions better. You find it easier to concentrate on tasks and stay productive. This improvement in focus leads to better results in your work, relationships, and personal goals. Another powerful effect of meditation is emotional balance. Many people live on a roller coaster of emotions, one moment hopeful, the next overwhelmed or angry. Meditation helps you step back and observe your emotions without getting swept away. This doesn't mean you ignore how you feel. It means you give yourself space to feel and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Over time, this emotional steadiness brings more peace and better decisions in your life. Starting a meditation practice is straightforward. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably but not so relaxed that you fall asleep. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Focus your attention on your breath. Feel the air entering your nose, filling your lungs, and then slowly leaving your body. When your mind wanders, and it will gently bring it back to your breath without judgment. This simple cycle of noticing distraction and returning focus is the core of meditation. Many people give up too soon because they expect immediate results or think they must stop all thoughts. Meditation is not about having a blank mind, it's about building the skill to return to focus again and again. Each time you bring your attention back to your breath, you strengthen your mental muscles. The benefits accumulate over days and weeks, transforming your mind's capacity for calm and clarity. You can also use guided meditations if sitting quietly feels too hard at first. These audio or video guides walk you through the process, making it easier to stay focused. As you get more comfortable, you can try silent meditation or different techniques like body scans or mindful walking. The key is to find a method that fits your life and stick with it. Integrating meditation into your daily routine creates a powerful foundation for all other mindset work. When your mind is clear, gratitude feels deeper, reading becomes more impactful, and affirmations resonate stronger. Meditation strengthens your mental state so that challenging negative beliefs or visualizing your best self becomes easier and more natural. Many successful people credit meditation with their ability to stay grounded and focused under pressure. They recognize that mental clarity is not a luxury but a necessity. When the mind is clear, they are more creative, make better decisions, and maintain better relationships. Meditation creates a quiet power that supports all areas of life. It's important to understand meditation is not about escaping reality or becoming passive. It's about facing life with a calm, strong mind that can respond to whatever comes your way. The peace and focus you build through meditation allow you to take control of your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. This control is freedom. If you struggle with a busy mind, try starting small. Even 1 or 2 minutes of focused breathing is better than none. Build your time gradually until you reach 10 minutes daily. Make meditation a non-negotiable part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. Over time, this daily habit rewires your brain for resilience, clarity, and calm. Notice how your mind feels before and after meditation. Does tension ease? Do you feel lighter or more centered? Pay attention to these subtle shifts because they are signs of your mind's transformation. The more you practice, the more these positive effects will grow. Your mind deserves this daily care. Just as your body needs rest and nourishment, your mind needs moments of stillness and focus. Meditation is the tool that offers this. It's simple, accessible, and powerful. 10 minutes a day can clear your mental clutter, reduce stress, improve focus, and bring peace that lasts throughout your day. This quiet power you develop will ripple through every part of your life. Challenges won't seem so daunting. Your energy will become steadier. Your decisions will come from clarity rather than confusion. Your relationships will benefit from your calmer presence. This daily practice is a gift you give yourself, and its impact is profound and lasting. Number 7. Challenge one limiting belief and replace it. It's a fact most people carry inside their minds ideas that hold them back without even realizing it. These beliefs are quiet, subtle, and often so deeply rooted that they feel like undeniable truths. Maybe you think you're not good enough to succeed. Perhaps you believe you don't deserve happiness or wealth. Or you might tell yourself that failure is inevitable, so why even try? These kinds of thoughts aren't just harmless opinions, they act like walls around your potential, stopping you from reaching what's possible. Changing your life begins by identifying at least one of these beliefs and actively challenging it. Limiting beliefs are not facts. They're stories we tell ourselves based on past experiences, fears, or other people's opinions. When you hold on to these beliefs, you give them power. You let them define what you can or cannot do. But the truth is, every belief you have started somewhere, it was learned, not born. And that means you can unlearn it, replace it, and build a new belief that supports your growth instead of blocking it. The first step is to recognize a limiting belief clearly. What's one thought about yourself or the world that makes you hesitate? Maybe you say things like, "I'm not smart enough," or "I always fail at this," or "I'm too old to start." These thoughts create doubt and fear, and they hold you in place. Writing down your thoughts can help you see these beliefs in black and white. Sometimes hearing your own words is the first time you realize how much they weigh you down. Once you've identified one belief, it's time to question it deeply. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Where did it come from? How does it serve me? Most limiting beliefs come from fear, misunderstanding, or past failures. They aren't facts, they're feelings dressed as facts. Take the belief apart like a puzzle. Find the holes, the contradictions, the reasons it doesn't fit your life or goals anymore. This is where courage comes in. Challenging your beliefs means facing discomfort. It's uncomfortable because it shakes the foundation you've built your thoughts on. But discomfort is where growth lives. Without discomfort, you stay stuck in the same patterns. Embrace the challenge as a sign you're on the right path. Replace the old belief with a new, empowering one that fits your vision. If you believed, "I'm not good enough," shift to, "I am learning and growing every day." If the thought was, "I can't succeed," change it to, "I have the strength and ability to overcome challenges." These new beliefs should be positive, believable, and aligned with the future you want. Write them down, say them out loud, and repeat them often. The repetition is the key to rewiring your brain. Remember, this isn't about pretending or forcing false confidence. It's about choosing to believe something that lifts you up rather than holds you down. You deserve beliefs that support your dreams and encourage your best self. The power to change your thoughts is the power to change your life. It's important to back up your new belief with action. If you say, "I am capable," then do one thing daily that proves it to yourself. Maybe it's learning a new skill, speaking up in a meeting, or taking a small risk. Each success is a brick that builds your new belief stronger. Over time, your actions reinforce your thoughts, and your thoughts inspire your actions. This cycle creates unstoppable momentum. Be patient through this process. Your mind didn't build those limiting beliefs overnight, so they won't disappear instantly either. Change takes time and persistence. There will be moments when the old beliefs try to sneak back in. When that happens, acknowledge the thought without judgment and bring yourself back to the new belief. Think of it as training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger your mental habits become. You might notice changes in how you feel inside. Replacing limiting beliefs often brings relief, hope, and confidence. The world begins to look different because you see possibilities where before there were obstacles. Your motivation grows because you're no longer fighting against your own mind. This shift opens doors to opportunities and connections that felt out of reach. One of the most powerful parts of challenging limiting beliefs is that it sets a new standard for how you treat yourself. You stop accepting less than you deserve. You start to expect more from your life because you believe it's possible. This belief impacts every area: relationships, career, health, and happiness. It becomes a foundation for your daily choices and long-term goals. Some people never challenge their beliefs because it's easier to live with the familiar, even if it's painful. But true freedom comes when you step outside of those old patterns. You take control of your mind instead of letting your mind control you. This freedom is not just a change in thought, it's a transformation in how you live. It helps to talk about your new belief with someone who supports your growth. Sharing your commitment aloud makes it real and builds accountability. Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential and encourage you to keep going. Negative voices, even from inside your own head, lose power when balanced by positive support. If the belief you want to change feels huge or deeply rooted, break it down into smaller parts. Tackle one aspect at a time. Even small wins chip away at the old belief. Each step forward creates proof that change is possible. Remember, progress matters more than perfection. Limiting beliefs can take many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection, or feeling undeserving. Identify which fear or doubt sits behind your belief and face that too. Often, when you confront the fear, the belief loses its grip. Fear thrives in the dark, but courage shines light on it and weakens its hold. This process will challenge you mentally and emotionally. You might feel vulnerable or uncertain. That's normal. Growth always pushes you out of your comfort zone. Being uncomfortable is a sign that you're moving in the right direction. Embrace the discomfort as a signal of progress, not a warning to stop. Replace limiting beliefs with ones that remind you of your worth and ability. Make these new thoughts your personal truths. Speak them daily with emotion and conviction. When your mind hears these beliefs often enough, it rewires your thinking patterns. You will begin to notice doubts lose strength and your confidence increase naturally. This work is essential for transforming your mind because beliefs shape your reality. Change what you believe and your life follows. You unlock potential you never knew you had. You move from surviving to thriving. Keep a journal of your progress. Write down the old belief, the questions you asked, the new belief you chose, and actions you took. Reflect on how these changes affect your feelings and results. Seeing your growth on paper reinforces your journey and keeps you motivated. At the end of this process, you will see how much power you've had all along. Changing one belief is just the start. It creates a ripple effect, making other parts of your mindset and life shift too. This ripple is the foundation for lasting change, for building the mindset that serves your highest goals. Taking responsibility for your beliefs means taking responsibility for your life. No more excuses or blame. You choose what you believe and what you become. This freedom gives you control over your future. Your mind is yours to shape, and with intention, courage, and persistence, you can transform it beyond what you ever imagined. Number 8. Visualize your best self with full emotion. There's a hard truth many people never fully face. They live their lives stuck in a version of themselves that falls short of what they could be. The gap between where you are and where you want to go isn't just about skill or chance. It's often about how clearly you see yourself in that future. The mind needs a clear image to aim for, a vivid picture that stirs your heart and wakes up your determination. Visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool that shapes your actions and fuels your belief. But for it to work, it must go beyond imagining. It has to be felt deeply, with every part of you involved. Seeing your best self isn't enough if you don't connect with that vision emotionally. When you feel that image inside, your mind begins to act in ways that bring it closer to reality. Visualizing your best self starts by finding a quiet moment, a place where distractions fade and your mind can focus. Close your eyes and picture yourself exactly as you want to be. Not someday far in the future, but a real and tangible version of you. Imagine how you look, how you stand, how you carry yourself. See the confidence in your posture, the calm in your face, the energy in your movements. Don't just see it, feel it. What does it feel like to be that person? What emotions fill you? Is it pride, peace, excitement, strength? Bring those feelings into your mind, like a fire warming you from within. The clearer and stronger these emotions are, the more real this vision becomes. When you visualize, include all your senses. Picture the sounds around your best self. Are people congratulating you? Is there music playing? Hear the tone of your own voice when you speak with assurance. Imagine the smells and the atmosphere where you thrive. This sensory detail makes the experience vivid and real. The mind reacts to sensory input as if it's happening now. When you engage your senses fully, you train your brain to expect this reality, and your actions begin to follow. Hold on to this vision with determination. Let it inspire every choice you make throughout the day. When obstacles appear or doubts creep in, return to this image. Let it remind you why you push forward, why you refuse to settle. Visualization builds resilience because it connects your present struggle to a powerful future outcome. The emotional connection makes the effort meaningful and worthwhile. This practice also rewires your brain. When you repeatedly see yourself succeeding, your brain starts to believe it's possible. It activates pathways that support confidence and creativity. Instead of focusing on fears or limitations, your mind aligns with solutions and opportunities. This shift in mindset leads to actions that bring your vision closer. Visualizing your best self isn't just about personal success. It shapes how you interact with others. Picture yourself treating people with kindness, standing firm in your values, handling challenges with grace. Imagine how your improved mindset influences your relationships and daily life. The stronger and more detailed this image is, the more it becomes a blueprint for behavior. You'll notice yourself acting in ways consistent with the person you see in your mind. Emotion plays the most important role here. A dry mental picture won't inspire change. You need to feel joy, pride, determination, even the nervous excitement of stepping into something new. Let the feelings of achievement and fulfillment wash over you. These emotions spark motivation and fuel perseverance. When you visualize with full emotion, your brain releases chemicals linked to happiness and reward. This makes the practice enjoyable and addictive, encouraging you to return to it often. It's normal for the mind to wander during visualization. When that happens, gently bring your focus back. Each time you return, your connection to your vision strengthens. Don't rush through the process. Spend at least 5 to 10 minutes on this practice daily. Consistency matters more than length. The more you visualize, the stronger the neural pathways grow. Write down your visualization too. Describe your best self in detail, how you look, feel, think, and act. This writing anchors your vision in reality and helps clarify your goals. Review your description regularly to keep your mind clear and focused. Visualization combined with action is unstoppable. Seeing your best self creates a mental target, but achieving it requires doing the work. Use your vision as a guide for daily habits and decisions. Ask yourself if what you do today reflects the person you want to be. Adjust your actions to align with your vision, knowing that every small step builds momentum. When you face setbacks, return to your visualization. Let it remind you that setbacks are temporary, not final. The person you see in your mind didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by staying focused and resilient. Use your emotional connection to your vision to push through doubts and challenges. Your best self is not someone distant or unattainable. It's already inside you, waiting to emerge. Visualization helps you uncover and bring that version of yourself into the light. It creates a powerful internal compass that guides your growth and choices. When you see your best self clearly and feel it deeply, your mind and body begin to align with that reality naturally. People who succeed in any field have one thing in common. They hold a strong mental picture of their success. This mental image fuels their passion, sharpens their focus, and keeps them moving forward when others give up. You can develop that same clarity and drive by committing to this practice daily. Visualizing your best self also prepares you mentally and emotionally for success. It reduces fear because you've practiced being that person mentally. You become more confident because your brain has already experienced the feeling of achievement. This preparation makes real-life challenges easier to face and conquer. Don't underestimate the power of emotion in this process. Your feelings turn visualization into a full experience, not just a thought exercise. They make your vision alive and urgent. When your mind experiences that urgency, it prioritizes your goals, and your behavior reflects that priority. This practice is a gift you give to yourself. It's a way to claim control over your future and refuse to be limited by doubts or external opinions. When you visualize with feeling, you tell your brain that your dreams matter and that you're ready to act. Eventually, you'll notice a shift in your mindset and daily life. Your confidence grows, your motivation deepens, and your fears lose their grip. Your actions start reflecting the best version of yourself because that version has become real in your mind and heart. This is the transformation that comes from seeing and feeling your potential fully. Keep this vision close. Let it be a source of strength and inspiration. Each day, give yourself permission to believe in that best self and take the steps to become them. This commitment is the foundation of true mental transformation and lasting success. Number 9. Do one uncomfortable thing that builds mental strength. There's a truth many people avoid admitting. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Most days it feels easier to stay where things feel safe, predictable, and familiar. But when life stays that way too long, it traps people in habits that don't serve them. The mind gets stuck in a small box built from fear, doubt, and habit. The difference between who you are now and who you want to be often comes down to one thing: your willingness to face discomfort head on. Doing one uncomfortable thing each day is not about punishment or stress. It's about training your mind to stretch, to build strength, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. This single habit creates momentum that transforms your mindset and your life. The first hurdle is recognizing how powerful discomfort really is. Most avoid it because it feels unpleasant, scary, or risky. But every strong person you admire has learned to lean into those feelings instead of running from them. This act of facing discomfort is like a mental workout. Just like muscles grow by pushing past limits, your mind grows by confronting what makes you uneasy. The more you do it, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. You stop fearing challenges and begin to welcome them as opportunities to improve. Begin by choosing one uncomfortable thing to do today. It doesn't have to be huge or dramatic. It could be as simple as starting a difficult conversation, making a phone call you've been avoiding, or trying something new that pushes you out of your routine. The key is that it challenges your comfort zone. When you take this step, notice how your body reacts. Your heart might beat faster, your mind might try to find excuses. That's normal, but keep going. This physical and mental discomfort is proof that you're stretching your limits. Feel the resistance, acknowledge it, but don't let it control you. Each time you push through, you send a message to your brain that fear is not a stop sign. It's a signpost pointing toward growth. Over time, those feelings lose their power over you. You become less afraid of discomfort because you've proven you can handle it. That shift alone changes how you approach problems, stress, and uncertainty. This practice also builds confidence. When you do something uncomfortable, you collect evidence that you are capable and strong. Confidence grows naturally because it's based on real experience, not empty affirmations. The more uncomfortable things you face, the more self-trust you develop. You realize that challenges don't have to break you, they can make you better. Doing one uncomfortable thing daily reshapes your mindset from a fixed one to a growth-oriented one. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, you begin to see them as learning moments. Each uncomfortable action is a step forward, a victory that moves you closer to your goals. This mindset reduces the power of fear and self-doubt because you're actively proving those feelings wrong every day. This habit also helps you develop patience and perseverance. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and discomfort often comes with slow progress. When you make discomfort a regular part of your routine, you train yourself to stay committed even when results aren't immediate. You learn to trust the process and understand that mental strength is built one uncomfortable moment at a time. You'll also notice that discomfort becomes less overwhelming. The anticipation of something uncomfortable often feels worse than the event itself. As you practice, that anticipation fades. You develop a calmness in facing difficult situations. This calmness is a sign of mental toughness. It shows you're no longer controlled by fear or avoidance. Choosing your uncomfortable action carefully matters. It should push you, but not break you. Avoid extreme risks that could cause harm or burnout. Instead, pick challenges that stretch your limits just enough to grow. This balance builds strength steadily without causing discouragement. Over time, as your mental muscles strengthen, you can increase the difficulty of your challenges. Writing down your experiences after each uncomfortable action helps solidify the growth. Reflect on what you felt before, during, and after the action. Note any fears that came up and how you overcame them. Celebrate the small wins and lessons learned. This reflection reinforces the positive impact of facing discomfort and motivates you to continue. The benefits of this practice reach beyond just mental strength. You'll find your relationships improve as you become more honest and assertive. Opportunities you once avoided because of fear start to feel possible. Your overall outlook on life shifts toward one of courage and possibility. This ripple effect touches every area of your life. Doing uncomfortable things daily also prepares you for bigger challenges ahead. Life will always bring unexpected trials. When you've built a habit of stepping into discomfort, those trials won't feel paralyzing. Instead, you'll face them with a mindset trained to adapt, learn, and overcome. This preparation creates a deep inner security that nothing outside can shake. Remember, mental strength is not about being fearless. It's about acting despite fear. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're moving forward, not backward. When discomfort arises, it means you're growing. The pain you experience in the moment is temporary, but the strength you build lasts forever. This practice rewires your brain for success. Each time you choose discomfort, your brain learns to associate challenge with reward. You create a cycle where pushing past fear becomes a habit, and habits shape your identity. Eventually, you start seeing yourself as a resilient person, someone who faces hardship with courage and comes out stronger. Some days will feel harder than others. That's part of the process. When motivation dips, remember the progress you've made. Recall how far you've come by consistently doing uncomfortable things. This history of success fuels your determination to keep going, especially when the path feels tough. Incorporate this habit into your daily routine deliberately. Schedule a time or set a reminder to take on your uncomfortable action each day. Treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Over time, it will become as natural as brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. This regularity is what transforms discomfort from a threat into an opportunity. Don't let fear of failure stop you. It's okay if some uncomfortable actions don't go perfectly. Mistakes and setbacks are part of the learning curve. What matters is that you show up, try, and push past your comfort. That effort alone builds more strength than you realize. Sharing your journey with someone you trust can also help. Talking about your discomfort and victories creates accountability and encouragement. Others can remind you of your progress when you doubt yourself. This support strengthens your commitment and makes the process less lonely. Mental strength built this way also improves your emotional control. When you regularly face discomfort, you become less reactive and more thoughtful. You learn to respond to stress calmly and clearly instead of reacting impulsively. This emotional resilience enhances your decision-making and relationships. Ultimately, the act of doing one uncomfortable thing daily is a powerful form of self-respect. It's saying to yourself that your growth matters enough to face fear. It's a commitment to become the strongest, most capable version of yourself. This simple yet profound choice rewires your mind and opens doors to new possibilities. The more you practice, the easier it gets to seek discomfort. What once felt scary starts to feel exciting because you know it leads to growth. Number 10. Cultivate gratitude daily to transform your mindset. It's hard to admit, but many people spend more time focusing on what's missing in their lives than what they already have. This constant fixation creates a silent drain on energy and happiness. The mind slips into a pattern of negativity and dissatisfaction where nothing seems enough. This is a reality that traps countless individuals in cycles of frustration and despair. Yet, there's one practice that can turn this all around in the most practical and profound way: cultivating gratitude daily. This habit doesn't just boost your mood temporarily, it rewires your brain to notice and appreciate abundance even in hard times. Starting with gratitude is deceptively simple, but its effects can be revolutionary. When you intentionally focus on what you're grateful for, you shift attention from lack to sufficiency. This small shift recalibrates your mental state from scarcity to abundance. Instead of dwelling on problems, your mind begins to see solutions and opportunities. Gratitude acts like a mental reset button that clears out toxic thought patterns and replaces them with positivity and resilience. One of the biggest challenges people face with gratitude is believing it's genuine or meaningful. Saying thank you for superficial things can feel hollow, especially when life is tough. But true gratitude doesn't ignore difficulties. It acknowledges them while still recognizing what is good. This balanced awareness is what makes gratitude powerful. It doesn't pretend life is perfect, but it chooses to focus on what uplifts rather than what drags down. A practical way to cultivate this is by writing a daily gratitude journal. Each morning or evening, jot down at least 3 things you genuinely appreciate. These can range from simple pleasures like a warm cup of coffee to meaningful experiences such as a supportive conversation or a moment of peace. Over time, this practice trains your brain to scan your day for positives, making it easier to find light even in dark moments. This daily habit also helps to reduce stress. When you focus on gratitude, your body releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which elevate mood and calm the nervous system. This physiological response lowers anxiety and makes you better equipped to handle challenges. Over weeks and months, this leads to lasting improvements in emotional well-being and mental health. Gratitude also enhances your relationships. Expressing thanks to others strengthens social bonds by creating feelings of trust and appreciation. When people feel valued, they respond with more kindness and cooperation. This creates a positive feedback loop that enriches your connections and builds a supportive network. Gratitude thus becomes a social glue that improves not just your inner world, but your outer environment as well. Importantly, cultivating gratitude changes how you view setbacks. Instead of seeing failures as pure losses, you begin to recognize the lessons and growth hidden within them. This perspective fosters resilience because it reframes difficulties as temporary and useful rather than permanent and destructive. The mind trained in gratitude is more flexible and hopeful, able to bounce back faster after disappointments. It's crucial to understand that gratitude is a skill, not just a feeling. Like any skill, it requires practice and intention to develop. It won't magically erase hardship or negative emotions, but it can transform how you relate to them. With consistent effort, gratitude becomes a default mental setting, a lens through which you view the world. This lens colors your entire experience with more warmth and possibility. One effective method to deepen your gratitude practice is to vary what you focus on. Avoid repeating the same points daily. Instead, explore different aspects of your life. This keeps the practice fresh and expands your awareness of abundance. You might express gratitude for your health one day, the kindness of a stranger another, or the beauty of nature on a different day. This variety enriches your perspective and prevents the habit from becoming rote or meaningless. Gratitude also encourages mindfulness. When you pause to appreciate something, you are fully present in the moment. This presence reduces mental noise and distraction, allowing you to savor experiences more deeply. Mindfulness and gratitude together create a powerful synergy that enhances clarity, calm, and emotional balance. Sharing your gratitude with others amplifies its impact. Telling someone why you appreciate them or acknowledging a kind gesture spreads positivity outward. This not only benefits the recipient, but also reinforces your own sense of gratitude and connection. Publicly or privately expressing thanks turns gratitude into an active force that shapes your environment and relationships. Many people resist gratitude because it requires humility. Recognizing that you have received help, blessings, or luck challenges the ego's desire for control and independence. But this humility opens the door to deeper fulfillment. It reminds you that you are part of a larger web of life, connected and supported. This awareness can be profoundly comforting and empowering at the same time. Incorporating gratitude into difficult times is especially valuable. When life feels unfair or painful, finding even one small thing to appreciate can provide a foothold of hope. It reminds you that not everything is lost and that there are still reasons to keep going. This mindset doesn't minimize suffering, but provides a mental anchor to prevent despair. Some may worry that focusing on gratitude could make them complacent or ignore problems. However, true gratitude doesn't replace action, it fuels it. When you recognize what's good, you gain the motivation and clarity to improve what's not. Gratitude creates a positive foundation from which proactive growth emerges rather than fear or frustration. Another way to deepen gratitude is to practice gratitude reversal. This means imagining how your life would be without certain blessings you take for granted. This mental exercise sharpens your appreciation and highlights the value of everyday things often overlooked. It's a powerful reminder of how much richness exists in your life, even if it sometimes goes unnoticed. Over time, gratitude rewires the brain's neural pathways. Scientists have shown that repeated gratitude practice strengthens areas related to emotional regulation and empathy. This neurological change means that gratitude isn't just a habit of thought, but a transformation of your brain's structure and function. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to live with a grateful heart. The impact of gratitude on mental health is also profound. Studies link gratitude to lower rates of depression, anxiety, and stress. It improves sleep quality and boosts overall happiness. These benefits demonstrate that gratitude is not just a feel-good idea, but a science-backed tool for well-being. To make gratitude a lasting part of your life, integrate it into daily routines. Attach it to activities like brushing your teeth, commuting, or before meals. These regular reminders build consistency without requiring extra time or effort. Over time, gratitude becomes woven into the fabric of your day, shaping your outlook naturally and continuously. Ultimately, cultivating gratitude daily is a powerful choice to transform your mindset and your life. It's a way to reclaim control over your mental state, redirect your focus, and open your heart. This practice turns ordinary moments into sources of joy and meaning. It changes how you see yourself, others, and the world. The decision to practice gratitude is a step toward greater peace and strength. It invites you to live more fully in the present, appreciate abundance, and face life's challenges with resilience.